everybody, and welcome back to Ty's Cars Book Club, where we take a look at some of the many Cars books released over the years. Today, we're back at it with another video on the Cars Comics Treasury. This is a massive, over 700-page book compiling a ton of Cars comics from over the years. In the past, we looked at the second issue of the Cars 2 comic, cataloged in here. In the future, we'll be taking a look at the 500-plus pages of old Cars magazine comics in here. But for today, we're going to be taking it to the very beginning of the book to take a look at the adaptation of the first Cars movie featured in here. Anyway, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Ty's Cars Book Club. Let's get started. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find all that much information on this Cars 1 comic adaptation. No information is listed in the book other than the fact that this is, the Cars movie graphic novel. So I had to do a little digging, and I found out that this was first released in 2011 in the second issue of a Cars magazine. It seems that the entire movie was put into this one issue. I tried to find a page count. Unfortunately, I couldn't. The first issue of the Cars magazine included 96 pages, and so I would assume the second issue probably contained that many as well. And since the whole movie adaptation was crammed into one issue, that makes perfect sense, because this movie adaptation is 48 pages, and the magazine also included bonus material like an additional story and other things like that. First released in 2011 by Disney Comics, which is a subdivision of Marvel after they bought out Marvel around the same time. And I gotta say, honestly, I'm a little concerned. If you saw my other videos of this series where we took a look at the Cars 2 comic adaptation, then you'd know it was very rushed. And that was actually longer than this. That had a whopping 54 pages across two issues. This is 48 pages from one magazine. So I'm a little concerned about just how rushed this is going to be. I am going to be splitting this video up into two parts just so that this isn't the longest thing ever. But just remember, if I am correct here, this wasn't split into two parts when it was originally released. This was one comic, big comic, in a Cars magazine. Anyway, let's begin and see how well or how poorly they adapt Cars. So opening this up, and right off the bat, I am not a big fan of the art style. Luckily, it seems that the magazine this was from had a much better looking cover than this. But yeah, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this art style. I really don't like it. I know a lot of people might really like this. I'm just not the biggest fan of them doing these way over-the-top stylized Cars character designs. I much prefer things like the Cars 2 comic adaptation, where all the characters feel a lot more on model, or the magazine comics, which I think hit kind of that perfect blend. That page isn't a magazine comic. Is that concept art? Wow. Okay, we'll have to get to that in a future video. I really like this sort of art style that, sort of blends a more cartoony, simple, hand-drawn style, or I prefer the Cars 2 comic style. That's a lot more accurate. This, I feel like, is just too stylized and looks way too off. And you could tell which character is which. And again, I'm sure a lot of people would probably quite like this, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it, honestly. With that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, here we go. I am Speed. Vroom. I look at this. They don't even show, like, the car's wheels. It's just, they're so far away. They're so far away. And isn't that their fronts? It's not like they're zooming away. I think they're supposed to be coming towards the camera. One winner, 42 losers. Roar. I eat losers for breakfast. Maybe I should have had breakfast. Now, I don't want to immediately start criticizing this, but this already feels rushed. This already feels rushed to me. I don't want to bring up my own personal work every time I do one of these videos reviewing a comic, but I've said this before. I've written comic books on my own for 10 years now, and a lot of them are primarily comedy-based. And I've always found that just spacing is one of the best ways to make a joke work in a comic. I think ideally, if you want to make the maybe I should have had breakfast joke work, you need to position it in a way where the reader would take a pause. So, for example, you either have this panel just say, I eat losers for breakfast, and then have the next panel say, wait, maybe I should have had breakfast. And that causes the viewer to pause, and it gives you a bit more time. That's the joke, building up and then having its punchline. When somebody tells a joke, there's always a pause between setup and punchline, right? You anticipate that punchline. Here you don't anticipate the punchline. You just read it as is. Another way you could have fixed that was simply having, a speech bubble connected to another speech bubble within the same panel. And that way, again, the reader would take a breath, take a pause, then go to the punchline. But no, it's all just there. So it doesn't even come off as a joke. No, stay focused. I'm fast and fast, quicker than quick. I am. Hey, Lightning, you ready? McQueen! Oh, yeah. Lightning's ready. Good chow. This caught me so off guard for some reason. He looks so happy. There's none of that, smugness, right? Obviously, in a comic adaptation, you can't have the real gone scene here. But it seems that the real gone scene is, in fact, real gone. Real gone. Right off the bat, they don't even have, miscellaneous panels of the cars racing. Yeah, we cut right to Bob and Daryl. Would have been nice to just have a few miscellaneous shots of the cars racing, or maybe McQueen racing, but nope, we jump right here. Welcome back to the Dynaco 400. I'm Bob Cutlass here with Daryl Cartrip. 3 cars are tied for the season point lead, and the winner of this final race will win the title and the Piston Cup. My oil pressure's through the roof. They're really just picking and choosing. A lot of the Cars 2 comic adaptation, which again, it came out the same year as this. The original cover for this says, don't miss Cars 2 in theaters June whenever. Cars 2 comic seems to have followed the script very, very closely and made occasional alterations. This is doing very much the same thing, but the alterations are very hit or miss, and there are weird lines that are kept in and weird lines that aren't. Does the King, Strip Weathers, have one more victory in him before retirement? He's been Dynaco's golden boy for years. I love the text being there. I do like them taking advantage of the fact that it's a comic to show you these inset panels of the other racers. Of course, in the movie, they take advantage of the fact that you're watching a broadcast, and they make it look like their reporter broadcast, and you get those shots on screen as well. In the second place spot, we find Chick Hicks. He's been chasing that tail fin his entire career. But the last thing he expected was Lightning McQueen. The rookie sensation came into the season unknown, but everyone knows him now. Here they go. That implies that the race just started. Dynaco's all mine. You made an attempt to make the RPM car. You made an attempt. He doesn't have a number. It doesn't fully look like him, but an attempt was made to make it match the character, and I respect that. I wasn't expecting that. Get through that, McQueen. Wow. Of all the words you could use to describe a 30-car pileup, you choose bonk. I guess Crash is there, too. This is such a funny way to illustrate the Crash. It's so over the top. The Crash in the movie is very over the top as well, but this is so, needlessly overkill. Like I said, it's so cartoony for no reason. A huge crash. McQueen is in the wreckage. Is he? I haven't seen McQueen racing in a single panel of this comic. Oh wait, is he there? That might be him. And the King. Okay. There's no way he can make it through. Why are you showing this guy? I have no clue what racer that's supposed to be. Instead of just McQueen. Oh, I guess he's the same as this one, huh? Why don't you just put McQueen there? That way makes it look like he's going through the wreckage. Oh no, the narrator's here. Oh, not the narrator. The narrator of the Cars 2 comic just fulfilled the role of saying, a lot of it was very redundant, the narration of the Cars 2 comic. And here, let's see what they say. But McQueen is very determined, and with a nice maneuver, he manages to bypass the obstacle. There's just one problem. We don't see the nice maneuver. We don't see him jump. I guess you kind of see him jump, but we don't see the whole thing where he uses 2 cars as a ramp. And again, if you're trying to conserve panel space, you could have just had them piled up here and have McQueen look like he's about to jump off them. You're just making bad choices. The leakless car is literally right there. What do you think, boys? A thing of beauty. McQueen made it through! Hey! Hey! How am I supposed to... I read that and I go, hey! But I think maybe he's supposed to be just kind of like, hey? Maybe it's like, I don't know. McQueen's not going into the pits. He just fired his crew chief. That's a third one this season. Come on. Lap after lap. McQueen increases his advantage over the others. No tires, just gas. It's all gas and go for McQueen today. Normally I'd say that's a short-term gain, long-term loss, but it sure is working for him. See, this, I think, is the example of a good way to condense the scene and use the narration and the fact that it's a comic in a good way. It very well adapts the montage that we see of the race as it goes on. And, you know, the My Name Is Not Chuck scene was actually condensed well. If they only want it in one panel, then you do a good job showing that he's kind of a jerk to his crew, right? And he has no tire, just gas. This is it. 1 lap to go, and Lightning McQueen has a huge lead. Checkered flag, here I come. We're gonna crown us a new champion. But, blam. Oh no, McQueen's blown a tire. I love how mad the pitties look. He's lost another one. Reach. Come on. That's actually a really good shot of Dexter Hoover. You can see he's a little weirdly drawn. It's too close to the call. You don't even show McQueen sticking his tongue out. His tongue is just out now. I don't believe it. That's it. We just the race is over. This is so rushed. This is so condensed. I can't believe that this is coming off as more rushed than the Cars 2 adaptation. Yes, it has like 6 less pages than the Cars 2 adaptation. Yes, it was made for a magazine and not individual comic issues, but this comic came with a bonus story, according to the cover. That's not featured in here. And like, I'm just saying, if you cut out the pages for the bonus story, I don't know how long it was, but if you cut out those pages, you'd have more pages for this. Even if it was 2 pages, you'd have a little more space. This is so needlessly rushed. It's just not a good adaptation so far. I said for the Cars 2 adaptation, it doesn't work if you haven't seen the movie. Like, if you haven't seen the movie, you'll be lost in a few cases. I think this doubles down on that issue. If you haven't seen Cars, which, I mean, why wouldn't you you know, you would have seen the movie if you picked this up, obviously. But on the odd chance you haven't, this sucks at being an adaptation of the movie. You took, like, one of the coolest parts of the movie, condensed it into 4 pages, barely did anything right. And now the race is over. This is where you put your narrator in. To have a box saying, later, after the race, whatever, instead of just McQueen's tongue is out here, and now here he is with, I guess that's Corey Turbowitz. We're here awaiting the race results. McQueen, that was quite a risky move, not taking tires. Are you sorry you don't have a crew chief? I wanted to give the folks a little sizzle. I'm not sorry I don't have a crew chief. I'm a one-man show. Yeah, the line is condensed really poorly. McQueen is terribly unlikable, more so than he is in the original. Whoa, team, where are you going? We quit, Mr. One-Man Show. Adios. Yeah, see, we don't even have him calling him Chuck, and my name is not Chuck. Like, I get cutting that, but McQueen just, like, in the first movie, before he learns humility, I guess would be the right term, McQueen is a jerk, but he's a likable jerk. He's your classic, like, yeah, likable jerk archetype. Like your Han Solo type, right? Where he's... or your Tony Stark type, or he's self-centered and conceited, but you like him because he's funny and he's interesting to watch. And so when he learns humility, when he learns to be a better person, you're already really attached to that character. McQueen here just comes off as a jerk and kind of a loser. Welcome to the chick era, baby. How do you think I'd look in Dynaco Blue? In your dreams, Thunder. Right, Thunder. What's he talking about, Thunder? I love how empty this is. They're just in the void. No background characters for you today. You know, because Thunder always comes after lightning. Flash us the bolt, McQueen. Wow, they couldn't even get that right. He says, show us the bolt. How dare you disrespect one background character's line. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You sure made Dynaco proud, King. Well, Tex, you've been good to me all these years. It's the least I could do. Whatever happens, you're a winner to me. Thanks. Random woman whose identity we don't know because she isn't identified at all. It's like, yeah, it's his wife, and we know that. And you can probably tell just from looking at them. They match quite well. Couple goals right here. I just think it's funny to take that as, like, a random person drives up to the king and is like, I like you. You're good. Hey, buddy, you're one gutsy racer. Really, Mr. the King, that's... But you're stupid. Ah! You need to wise up and get yourself a good crew chief and a good team. A good team, yeah. I love how, like, if you read this without seeing the movie, 90% of it seems like the plot of the movie is going to be about McQueen finding a crew chief, which is an aspect of it. But, like, it feels to me like they're cutting out every line that's significant to the plot except for the fact that McQueen doesn't have a crew chief. We get it. He doesn't have one. Okay, I actually quite like how they do the Dinoco dream sequence. It's illustrated in a fun way. That looks that looks like a Funko Pop. That looks like the Dinoco McQueen Funko Pop. Oh man, my 3 favorite genres. 3 best magazines ever. Sport, races, and muscle. The trifecta right there. You figure that out, you just gonna be okay. Alright, sure. Oh yeah? That is spectacular advice, Mr. the King. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Piston Cup history, a rookie has won the Piston Cup. The way this is drawn makes it look like he's just saying this to himself. We have a 3-way tie. You know, a lot of the panels here are ridiculously small. That was going to be one of my complaints going into this. But actually, knowing that this was in a magazine, you know, this was larger originally. It was just shrunken down for this version, right? You know, Cars magazine was regular magazine size. It's quite a bit larger than this, so I can't complain about that. Here it's just the fact that, you know, it was adapted to a smaller page, same panels, same layout, same everything. So it suffers a little with things feeling a little too small, but they would have been larger if I had the original. We have a 3-way tie. Hey, McQueen, that must have been really embarrassing. Ah, groan. A tiebreaker. Natalie Certain, is that you? On what planet is this Bob Cutlass? A tiebreaker race between the 3 leaders will be held in California in 1 week. Hey, Rook, first one to California gets Dinoco out of himself. We'll see who gets there first, chick. Hey, kid, congrats on the tie. I don't want to talk about it, Mac. What'd you do with my trailer? So fast-paced. I parked it over at your sponsor's tent. You're gonna make your personal appearance. No. I'm Lightning McQueen, and I use Rusty's medicated bumper ointment. This should be my thumbnail image right here. Let me get a good picture of that. I love that. This is the entirety of the Rusty's commercial, one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And I mean, it works here, condensed into one panel. You could tell that, like, I guess. But if you're a kid reading this who hasn't seen the movie, you're going to be confused and maybe think McQueen already went to his personal appearance, which makes it confusing when he drives in. I remember this car from Swamp Scout. He was so rusty he couldn't even cast a shadow. You could see his dirty undercarriage. We cut so much of the movie, but we keep this part that I don't even remember you being able to hear clearly. I hate rusty cars. Lightning Mick... Terrible person. You suck, Lightning. Hey, look, there he is. Sigh. Wait. Hold up. We're almost champion. Get your rear end in here, kid. You're my hero, Mr. McQueen. Okay, so, like, is he hiding behind the sign or not? Because, like, I think you could take it as he just drove right in, and there's just a sign at the entrance, maybe? Because, like, he's got the sign in front of him. Yeah, but the sign's much bigger and not like how it is in the movie. And they immediately recognize him. I guess, you know, reading from left to right, you would read the sign first, or would you read that first? I don't know. This panel is confusing. Thanks to you, Lightning, we had a banner year. We might even clear enough to buy you some headlights. He doesn't have headlights? They're just stickers. Race cars don't need headlights because the track is always lit. So is my brother, but he still needs headlights. Cut all the important plot beats, but keep all the worst jokes. I refuse to read the laughter as laughter. You write it like that, I'm gonna read it like that. Okay. Remember, with the little Rusties, you too can look like me. Okay, thanks, McQueen. Very cool. Oh, and now he's at the exit. We're looking forward to another great year. Not on your life. Wow. They changed the Cars lore. In the movie, he says it. Here, he just thinks it. Which makes it really funny. I guess I wanted to keep that line in. But they didn't make another panel for McQueen to say it. If I were in charge, I would have made the size of this bubble much smaller. Because look at how small the text is compared to that. Chop off the panel right about here, maybe redraw it a little, and then make another one where McQueen says, not on your life. But instead, McQueen just passive-aggressively thinks, not on your life. California, here we come. On the road. Yes? I know, I've seen the Cars TV show. Hello? Brip! Brip! These are such bad sound effects. Interstate California, in case you're wondering. Is this Harv, the world's greatest agent? Wait, that makes it seem like McQueen called Harv, not the other way around. Why couldn't Harv have spoken first? What a race, huh, champ? I didn't see it, but I heard you were great. They're giving you 20 tickets for the tiebreaker thing in Cali. I'll pass them on to your friends. You shoot me the names. Friends, yes, there's, Okay, I get it, Mr. Popular. So many friends you can't narrow it down. I gotta jump. Click. McQueen looks so scared. McQueen looks like he just learned you could hang up the phone. He's like, what? The phone turns off? Old Mac needs a rest, kid. Just stopping off for a quick breather. Oh wow, they actually show Mac in McQueen's little screen there, which is cool. And you know, from the movie they're adapting. These lines, I believe, are supposed to be swapped around though. Oh, last stop for 500 miles. That's not in the movie, I don't think. That's honestly pretty funny. We're driving straight through all night till we get to California. What is in the background? Is that... Oh, that's the screen with Mac on it. Okay. All night? I need to get there before Chick and hang with Dynaco. I'll stay with you. All night? Sure. All night long. See, that's a good way to adapt this part of the movie. Using the comic medium to do a good job adapting film medium. Comics and film are honestly, in my opinion, very close in terms of how they can adapt things. And this is a good translation. Also, Knack has fallen asleep. No! Not Knack! Ugh, come on, Knack! You were supposed to stay away. We've reached a new low, guys. You know? We've done it. There's a typo. Cars 2 adaptation didn't have that. Man, what a shame. Ugh. What a shame. Poor Knack. Hey, yo, DJ, we got ourselves a nodder. Oh, yeah. Again, no space. No space to have a few panels where we introduce the tuners. Nope. That's supposed to be Leroy Traffic. No, never mind. They just have a mattress on them. Lane change, man! A toy in the trailer hits a button, and Mac's back door opens. If you had more space, you could have, you know, used the fact that you're a comic to show me that better in several panels, but nope. Ath 2, that's a really weird way to spell sneeze. Kazoo Whoa! Screech! The tuners are in this for a total of 3 panels, look. There they are. There's Boost. There they are again. The end. Okay. Just keep it going. The truck loses his load. Ew, you could have worded that better. One should never drive while drowsy. Beep. Honk. Ah! Watch it! Get out of the way! I don't think anybody says that, but this comic is so bad at adapting the movie they have to add a line where somebody yells at McQueen to move. Mac, wait for me! McQueen sets off in pursuit. Mac! Mac! You're not Mac. I ain't no Mac. Turn on your lights, you moron. Guess they didn't get the Peterbilt license. The interstate. But soon. Not in my town, you don't. Oh, maybe he could help me. I haven't gone this fast in years. I'm gonna blow a gasket or something. This, again, only works if you've seen the movie. But soon, not in my town, you don't. Like what? He doesn't even drive. There's not even a panel where he drives past Sheriff. If it were me and I could only work with this space, I would cut the Jerry recycled batteries panel because it's like 90% less funny because he doesn't say he's a Peterbilt. Then have him drive past Sheriff, cut out this "but soon" part, because I read this and to me it made me feel like McQueen went into the town and like broke in, breaking and entering from McQueen here, and Sheriff said, "Not in my town," and now he goes, "Oh, maybe he could help me." Like, this represents it so poorly. I can't even describe it. "I haven't gone this fast in years. I'm gonna blow a gasket or something." Jeez. "Why is he shooting at me?" This is a nice shot of Radiator Springs. "What? That's not the interstate." Yeah, see? The "but soon" is honestly kind of pointless. Because you added McQueen saying, "That's not the interstate." Bump, bump, bump. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, no. No. Ah. Whoa. I'm not the only one seeing this, right? No introduction to the Radiator Springs cars. They're just there. Oh, and now he's towing the Stanley statue. Now he is towing Stanley. Now he's towing Stanley. This kind of works in a funny way as like a visual montage, Because you'd be like, what the heck is this? But like, it should be established what this is, This is... We don't see... I'm sorry. That's not on camera right now. I'm just looking deeper at the panels to see if Stanley's featured on any of them, and he's not. Nope. But don't worry, because he is still significant to this scene here. Crunch. And then he goes flying onto his stand, which, again, you may not even know what that is. Sure. "Boy, you're in a heap of trouble. Morning on the West Coast. We're live at the Los Angeles International Speedway as the first competitor, Lightning McQueen, is arriving at the track. What did McQueen eat for breakfast? Is McQueen predicting a victory?" Yeah, they all ask him random questions, but considering you cut out all of them except for a relevant one, having one of the joke questions there doesn't work anymore. "Ooh, McQueen's driver arrived in California, but McQueen was missing." I think that's Corey saying that still, right? And then they cut out everybody else's. "Oh boy, what? Warren's Sleeping Beauty? Why do I have a parking boot on? You're funny. My name's Mater, like tomato, but without the tuh." That's funny to you, Mater? Every line that they don't cut is a line that should have been kept in. Like, there are very, very few good line cuts in this. There are very few lines that they've cut or that make the story flow just fine without them. I think a lot of the lines they chose should have been cut in exchange for ones they didn't. "What's your name?" You don't know my name? Look, I need to get to California as fast as possible. Where am I?" "You're in Radiator Springs, the cutest little town in Carburetor County." "Oh, great. Just great." Oh, wait, that's McQueen saying that, not Sheriff. Sorry, I thought that was Sheriff's speech bubble, although originally when I first saw it, I thought that Sheriff was, like, smoking. I thought his bumper was a cigarette, and I thought this was the trail of smoke. This comic's kind of poorly drawn, too, if it's making me think that. Or maybe I'm just bad at reading. "Mater, well, quit your yapping and tow this delinquent to traffic court," or the traffic court, I guess. "You scratched my paint." We didn't see that happen. "Did you see what he did to my Stanley?" I did, but barely. "You broke the road. You're a very bad car." I love how they depict the Stanley statue. Look, everybody's on one side of him here instead of on either side. That's really funny. "All rise, the Honorable Doc Hudson presiding." "Doc, buddy, I can barely see your face." Look at his eyes. "I want to know who's responsible for wrecking my town, Sheriff. I'm going to put him in jail till he rots. Throw him out of here, Sheriff. I want him out of our town." Wow. Case dismissed. Yes. Again, you removed every good part. You removed... I thought, oh, cool, they're going to do the whole I want to put him in jail till the jail rots on top of him and then move him to a new jail, which is like the funniest thing Doc says in the entire movie. Nope. Cut that. And we don't even have the part where he says... where he identifies McQueen as a race car. He doesn't... that's significant when you look back on it, because Doc used to be a race car and he doesn't want business with another one. That's, Nope. Sorry I'm late, Your Honor. Here comes Sally. What are your predictions? My predictions are... it's gonna be bad. Holy Portia! She's gotta be for my attorney's office. Ooh. Thanks for coming. We're all set. He's letting me go. He's letting you go? This makes me wildly uncomfortable. This is the worst panel This is not good. Look, what no thank you. We're gonna just go to the next one. Me, you, dinner. I'm gonna talk to the judge. Hey there, Mater. Howdy, Sally. Hi, ceiling fan. You know her? She's the town attorney. What? The only reason why McQueen yells what is because Mater says that it's his fiance, which is one of the worst jokes in the movie, quite frankly. So I don't mind they cut it, but McQueen yelling what no longer really makes... Well, I guess it still makes sense because he thinks she's from his lawyer's office, and then he does that next to her. Make this guy fix the road, Doc. The town needs this. No, I know his type. Race cars. He's the last thing this town needs. Okay, so they do incorporate that. Okay, I didn't want to have to do this, but fellow citizens, here she goes again. And this panel's funny, but it looks nothing like Sally. It's our job and pleasure to take care of the travelers on our stretch of Highway 66, the Mother Road. What travelers? And they remove Fillmore saying ignore him. Every joke that's a 2-line joke has one of the lines removed. And almost always it's the funnier line. But how are we to care for those travelers if there's no road for them to drive on? I won't sell any tires. I'll go out of business. We'll have to leave town. Flo, how have you not gone out of business yet? It's been 40 years, Flo. How are you still in business? Yeah, they remove Sally talking to them, which shows community and introduces us to the characters better. This isn't a bad replacement for that. It's just a weaker substitute. But I think it's one of the parts of this that works okay. So what do you want the car responsible to do? Fix the road. Order in the court. Oh, I'm so not taking you to dinner. I like how proud Sally looks. That's okay, Stickers. You can take Bessie. Sally looks so pretentious this whole time, though. Like, Sally feels unlikable to me, too. This here's Bessie, finest road paving machine ever built. What? This place is crazy. I gotta say, I do really like the backgrounds in this. The backgrounds are, like, more accurate to the movie than the character designs are. Hook 'em up, Mater. Okie dokie. Clunk. Freedom! Maybe I should have hooked him up to Bessie and then took the boot off. Goodbye, Radiator Springs. He said good. He didn't say goodbye, Bessie. California, here I come. But no, out of gas. How can I be out of gas? And so, oh wait, hold on. Boy, we ain't as dumb as you think we are. We siphoned your gas while you were passed out. And so, guys, you just failed at making a comic. The and so should not be the first thing I see on the page. I shouldn't be looking at the inset panel first when there's text right here. If there was no text, I would have started here. You put text here, so I didn't. Widow, why the tires are here? Italian. I shouldn't have to put up with this. I'm a precision instrument of speed and aerodynamics. You hurt your what? I'm a very famous race car. Luigi, the way Luigi's drawn in this looks so off. A real race car. I've followed the racing my entire life. I love how it's so rushed that Mater and Luigi both react in the same panel. Then you know who I am. I'm Lightning McQueen. Do you know many Ferraris? No, they race on the European circuit. Luigi follow only the Ferrari. Okay, so they don't even have him saying, I'm in the Piston Cup. You could have fit that. The bubbles take up so much more space than the text in them. I do like this panel as like a reaction image. If we just like blanked out the panels, that could be a funny reaction image. I just don't see any on-ramp anywhere. Is that what I think it is? Customers! Alright, nobody panics. Customers. Customers? I don't remember Lizzie saying that, but I could be wrong. I know exactly where we are. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. Welcome to Radiator Springs. How can we help you? Honey, ask for directions to the interstate. Rumph. There's no need to ask for directions. What you really need is my homemade organic fuel. Or sorry, home mama day. Home mama day. Home mama day. Typically, when you're cutting off a word in a comic, you put a hyphen at the end of it. Okay? They don't do that here, and now this line is just looking like a scrapped lyric from the beginning of Bad Romance. Jeez. Come on by Sarge's Surplus Hut, soldier. How about something to drink? Stop at Flo's V8 Cafe. I love the backgrounds for Radiator Springs. They honestly look really nice. And if you need tires, stop at Luigi's Casadella Tires. Not pictured, other than the Leaning Tower of Tires. What, do they not get the legal rights to show Luigi's building? Why does it feel like they're deliberately going out of their way to not show it? I do have a map over at the Cozy Cone Motel. I don't need a map. Van's luggage is bigger than his body, almost. Jeez. But you do need a paint job, man. Ramon will paint you up right. Come back very soon, okay? I mean, you know where we are. Tell your friends. Okay. I know how to get to the interstate. Oh, do ya? This is a good panel. This looks like McQueen. Okay. No, not really. But listen, I'm Lightning McQueen, the famous race car. I'm being held here against my will. I need you to call my team. Don't look at him. Bye-bye. That's not in the movie. I don't think. Right? Is he gonna say the thing? Yeah, he says it. Okay. Good. Good job. We kept it. And leave me is apparently one word. Jeez, Lightning. McQueen's attention is suddenly drawn to a news update coming from an old radio. Thank you for clarifying the age of the radio. I don't know where we would have been without that. We don't know how McQueen jumped over the rest of the Piston Cup racers, but we do know that the radio McQueen listens to is old. Still no sign of Lightning McQueen. Meanwhile, Chick Hicks has arrived in California. Hey, McQueen, eat your heart out. Okay, another solid visual representation of this scene. Okay, out of my way. I got a road to finish. Who is he saying to get out of his way? There's no one near him. And he's done! It's only been an hour. And then we move on over. I'm the first one on the new road! Pretty smooth! I really like how this is visualized. It looks so liquidy. Like, it looks like it hasn't dried yet, honestly. I think they do a good job making it look all bumpy and gross and wrong. It doesn't look right, but it looks like McQueen did a bad job. Look at that. I'm finished. Just say thank you and I'll be on my way. It looks awful. The deal was you fixed the road, not make it worse. They didn't add McQueen going, well, it matches the rest of the town, which is good, because this whole adaptation's made him really unlikable. And that's probably the meanest thing he says. Or one of the meanest things he says. Now scrape it off. Start over again. I'm not a bulldozer. I'm a race car. Is that right? Then why don't we have a little race? Oh no, good comic formatting, where Doc speaks off panel and it's shown that it's him here. I thought this comic was allergic to that. Me and you. If you win, you go and I fix the road. What? Is that a joke? I win, you do the road my way. That looks really bad. That's just like the angle of this part next to the windshield is off. Alright, I think we're going to stop in a few pages. We're at page 24 and then 25. So we'll stop after this part with the race, because that'll take us to around about the halfway point. There are 48 pages, and this started on page 7. So we'll go a few more pages, and then we'll cut it off. I did find the midway point of this comic before I filmed the video, when it's, I believe, at the tractor tipping scene, which I think is coming up soon because this is so rushed. McQueen accepts the challenge. Pit stop. Gentlemen, start your engine. I don't need any help. I work alone. Okay. Well, then Guido should have said pit stop at a different point in the panel or been somewhere else. He could have formatted that better. Great idea, Doc. Now the road will never get done. I like the setup of this panel. I don't like Sally thinking that instead of saying it. I love how over the top Sally's expressions are. It seems wildly out of character. Okay. See what's next. Luigi, uno for the money, duo for the show, trade to get ready, and quattro to go! Does he? Yeah, he doesn't have the Ferrari logos on him. He just has yellow with little black dots to represent it. Huh? Doc, the flag means go. Luigi says that in the movie. Why does Mater say that here? I wonder if they just messed up who the speech bubble went to. Come on, Mater. Might need a little help. You got your tow cable? I always got my tow cable. Why? Oh, just in case. There we go. There's a bubble connected to another bubble. There we go. In the meantime, McQueen drives off the road. Ah! You drive like you fix roads. Lousy. Ouch! I really like the framing for this panel. It made her look so happy. But this, honestly, the way this is framed makes it seem like he's trying to escape the town again. Which isn't the case. He's just really cocky and sucks at driving on dirt. I'm starting to think we knowed you was gonna crash. Thank you, Mater. Race like fix roads. I'll show him. What color's the shovel? It's gray, like on the diecast, not yellow like in the movie. I wonder what happened and why that was a thing that happened more than once. Hey, Essay, you need a new paint job, man. How about some organic fuel? With the hyphen, now present, but cut off. And outside the bubble. I think the Cars 2 comic did that once too, unfortunately. No thank you. Anyone else want something to drink? Nah, not me, Flo. I'm a precisional instrument of speed and aromatics. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Splat. Sweet music. Removing everything else, all the other lines, all the other setup here, now just makes Doc seem like a jerk. Everybody's unlikable. That's what I'm calling this. No, I'm calling this the Cars comic is even worse than Cars 2 or something. Worse than the Cars 2 adaptation. The following morning, wee-hee! 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 That's terrifying. Morning, Sally. Look at this here fancy new road the Lightning McQueen just made. Wow. Ah, bellissima. It's like it was paved by angels. And now, I'm going to go for 2 more pages. Let's see. Should have tossed him into the cactus a lot sooner, huh? Well, we ain't finished yet. Look, Guido, this is fantastico. Luigi, this new road makes your place look like a dump. That's one of my favorite lines in the movie. I like how happy Lizzie is while saying it here. Ah, the crazy old devil woman. She's alright. That punk actually did a good job. Well, where the heck is he? The bully is back on the track. Who called him a bully? No one ever called him a bully. Sheriff, is he making another run for it? No, all he's trying to do is make that there turn. Get yourself a quart of oil. I'll keep an eye on him. Thanks, Doc. This ain't asphalt, son. This is dirt. So you're a judge, doctor, and a racing expert. If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right. Okay, yeah. See, another bad formatting where now McQueen should say this after. Crazy grandpa car. Turn right to go left? No! Gasp. Later, oh, Guido, che bellissimo. It looks great. I like this. I like how many characters they fit in here. Mater, I need you to watch The Prisoner tonight. Although it's insane that this is how they condense that. It's kind of a clever way to condense it, but they put Mater watching him here in the corner of McQueen paving the road. Yes, sir. And I don't think this is supposed to be its own separate panel. This is them on the road across from him. Splash. Woo, stop. That's cold. Yeah, that's how water tends to work. Thanks, Red. What was that for? Do you want to stay at the Cozy Cone? If you do, you gotta be clean. Wait, you're being nice to me? That's also not how she phrased it there. And again, it just... everybody's motivations are completely shot and just poorly handled. But we are gonna finish here for now. We'll do this one last page, and we'll start with the tractor tipping next time. I don't get it. I just thought I'd say thank you for doing a great job. Cone number 1 if you want. Hey, I know something we can do tonight. No, Mater, I gotta finish this road. I have to get out of here. Well, Mr. I can't... look at his mouth. Mr. I can't turn on dirt. You probably couldn't handle it anyway. He doesn't even say because I'm in charge of watching you. Now it just feels like they're hanging out just to hang out, which they don't do yet because they're not friends yet. Well, Mater, you know who you're talking to? I can handle anything. Later that night, Mater, I'm not doing this. Oh, come on, you'll love it. All right, listen. When I say go, we go. And Mater saying go is my cue to stop. So we're going to cut it off here for now. I'll return pretty soon for part 2, where we'll see the rest of this comic, which is certainly not a very good adaptation of Cars. Much like the Cars 2 adaptation, it's fine, it's passable, but it makes a lot of weird choices and weird cuts. And pair that with an art style I'm not the biggest fan of. You just get an adaptation that could have been done a lot better if only they gave themselves more space. The same issue rears its head again. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.